Hey, what's up guys? So this is going to be the first video on the channel. This is going to be a new channel. I'm just going to be doing this to kind of like document just my progression as a photographer and videographer. So this is the first episode on this channel. So I'm going to be doing videos on all Micro Four Thirds stuff because I'm shooting with the GH5 right now, which is my current A cam, and then we have the G95, which is my B cam. But yeah, that's what I shoot. So as you can see from the B cam, as long as she's focused, this is G95. As you can see from the B cam, we have the TTArtisans 10mm f2. So as soon as I came across this on YouTube, I kind of watched a few videos on it, but I didn't really see any Micro Four Thirds videos. Everybody's like using a Sony E mount or the Fuji basically. So just kind of wanted to throw this up for like a little unboxing and then a test of what I think the lens does performance-wise. So we're just gonna go ahead and pop it open. I do have another TTArtisans lens. I do have the 50mm 1.4 or 1.2 that I just got probably about 2 or 3 months ago, which I was gonna do a video for on my other main channel, but I decided to start this channel instead. So I will be having a video for that one as well. A lot of my videos is going to be focusing on car photography and videography because that's what I do mostly. That's what the channel is basically covering, but I do other types of photography as well. So I just kind of want to do like an overall of what I think this lens is and how I think it compares to other stuff on the market. And for the price that you get for this lens, is pretty cheap. So we're just gonna go ahead and open her up. Now when it comes to this lens, you can get it from a few different places online. When I got this one, I got it from Amazon, and at the current time of filming, they're around $169. That's what they're going for. The place that I got the first lens from, the 50mm, was from a place called Vitapol, I think, and I got it for pretty cheap. On that site right now, it's currently $139. But at the time of buying this, I checked it out to go over there and buy it, and then when I got there, it said that it was backstocked for like another 2.5 weeks. So I didn't feel like waiting because I really need this for a couple projects I'm doing. So I just wanted to go ahead and I just paid the extra, you know, 30 bucks or whatever just to have it. Came from Amazon. It took me like 2 days to get it, but hopefully everything's good with the B cam. But yeah, like I said, we picked this up. It was the last one on Amazon, so I was lucky to get it. But if you guys want to check it out, obviously they're gonna have more on stock or in stock when they come around to them. But for now, this is just the last one that they had in stock for the Micro Four Thirds mount. So let's go ahead and open this up. Right now, it's already bigger than my other box that I had for my 50mm. So not sure how much bigger this lens is going to be compared to the other one, but not really too worried about it. So as always, they give you paperwork that you can see maybe. But yeah, give you paperwork. Give you like a little card with the specs and everything in different languages. Little silicone gel packet, of course. And for the lens, alright, here's the lens. Got her in the plastic, we'll take her out here in a second. And then we have something else in here, which is the little rubber cap, which I'll bring it closer later, but just a little rubber cap for the cover, because I believe it comes with the filter thread adapter already attached to the lens. So this lens is definitely pretty small. Let me move the box out of the way. The B cam, you can see we got these screw-on caps. Some people like them, some people don't, because you know obviously it takes a little bit to take it off the lens. But so let's go ahead and take this top part off. So here's the lens. Of course, we'll bring you in closer, but that's what she looks like. Not too big. It's pretty small lens, honestly. I figured it'd be a little bit bigger, but we'll take you in for a close-up for like all the close-up stuff. So like I said, it has this piece that comes off, and this is the piece that you're going to be using when it comes to using any kind of filters, you know, ND filters if you're shooting outside, or any kind of like polarizers or anything like that. So that is removable, like I said, and then it just has the little leaf ones that you would normally have on a wide angle lens. But like I said, we'll bring you in for a little bit close up here in a second. But yeah, definitely a small lens, a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. But that's what this cap comes for. You can just put it directly over there if you're not running a filter. I will be running a filter most likely, so first impressions, it's kind of heavy. I originally got this just for doing drum covers because I do drum covers on my main channel as one of my things, but I also got it for like doing interior shots for cars, like on the interior or the trunk or the engine bay. So I kind of got this lens as well for that. Go ahead and put this back on. So when it comes to size, it's really not a big lens, as you can see. I'll compare it to some other lenses here. We're shooting on the Sigma 30mm right now on the G95. But when it comes to quality, really nice, pretty stiff aperture ring. So if you're using this for video, it's got real nice hard clicks. Definitely hard clicks. When it comes to the focus ring, it's not a very long throw, so shouldn't be too hard to focus when you're using it. Obviously, for a wide angle lens, you're not really focusing too crazy with a critical focus because it's a wide angle lens. So basically, a lot of stuff is in focus. But obviously, on a Micro Four Thirds camera, this makes it a 20mm. Aside from the Lumix 9mm, which I was going to get before this one, that's like around like $300 to $350 right now in the current market. This only paid 180 bucks for, or you could go from anywhere from like 150 to 180 bucks. Honestly, it doesn't have any kind of autofocus or anything like that, which isn't a big deal because I don't really, I wouldn't really vlog with this lens. This is probably a lens that you can vlog with. I will do a test in this video as well. Just going to try to cover all the bases, but yeah, let's take you in closer and show you what the lens looks like up close. And then we'll take it out. We'll take it out this weekend and try to get some shots with it. First, I'm going to test that out on the drum set and see if it's wide enough to do the front angle on the drum set, because that's the main reason I bought this lens, and that's another reason I didn't care about it being autofocus, because it's just going to be sitting on a static shot, so not too big of a deal. Before this, for a wide angle lens, I used to use my old Canon Tokina 1116. I bought this years ago with my Canon T3i, but at the time, it worked for a while, but for some reason the aperture got stuck closed on this lens, so I can't really use it anymore, which is a shame. I was looking at one of these for like 160 bucks, but I thought about just having a smaller piece of kit, so that's why I went with this lens. But like I said, I didn't see any videos for Micro Four Thirds with this lens, so I wanted to make a specific one for Micro Four Thirds. But yeah, let's do some little B-roll of this lens, and then we'll throw it on the camera tomorrow, and hopefully we can get some good shots over the weekend. And then I want to do like a time lapse, a front video of the drum set, and just like some other things that people are going to be possibly using this lens for. Now, as far as this little comparison, I'm going to do a comparison to the 50mm 1.2. As you can see from this lens being this big, obviously it's not a huge lens, but when it comes to the 50mm, which I have in this other box here, you can see just how tiny the 50mm is. So this is how tiny the 50mm is compared to the 10mm. So it's definitely a really compact lens here, which I will be doing a video on this, like I said. I've mostly used this one for photography. I haven't used anything to do with any kind of video footage, but I've just done a handful of shoots with this with my car and another car using this lens. But has the same kind of cap that comes off, same thing where you screw it off. A lot of people, like I said, don't like that, but to me it's not really a big deal. But yeah, let's do some B-roll on this lens, and then we'll throw it on the camera tomorrow. A little comparison on how it looks when it comes to vlogging tests. Even though most of the time, if you're doing a vlog, obviously you want to have autofocus, but it can be used for that because it is pretty wide. So we're just going to see what it looks like on the camera, on the GH5. But yeah, we'll go ahead and shoot some stuff with it tomorrow. I'll probably shoot with it for the rest of the week, and then kind of see where it goes from there and see what I think about it, just for like a first impressions, and something that probably won't be used super a lot in my kit. So when it comes to this video, I just wanted to go ahead and do this because I didn't see any specifically for Micro Four Thirds, at least from what I'm looking right now. I didn't see any videos when it came to Micro Four Thirds, so I just wanted to go ahead and throw those out there. Like I said, we'll do a vlogging test, we'll do a time-lapse test, and then we'll just shoot some B-roll footage, and I'll just kind of give you my overall thoughts on it. And like I said, we will be doing a video on this 50mm as well, so everything should be good. But yeah, let's do some B-roll of this lens, and then we'll get it on the camera tomorrow and kind of take some footage for it. Alright guys, so this is just a little vlog test. This is what it's going to look like if you're going to be running it as a vlogging lens. Like, you can use it if you had to. I probably wouldn't use it all the time, but if I did want something a little bit wider where I didn't have the entire background blown out like I do when I use the 16 Sigma or the 16mm Sigma, which definitely blurs out the background a lot more. But it's super bright out, so hopefully it looks good. But this is what the field of view looks like if you were to vlog with it. It's not too great, or it's not too bad. There's a decent amount of sharpness. We're wide open right now and it looks pretty good, so kind of hard to tell when you're in focus, but I think we're in focus. But definitely wide enough to do any kind of vlogging with if you had to, especially if you're like trying to show off where you are vlogging, like if you're out in like a forest or whatever, kind of show you what's going on instead of having like a look of what it looks like if you have like my 16mm Sigma, which is like a lot more close, but it's also a lot more blurred out. But yeah, just wanted to throw this little clip in just to show you guys what it would look like, field of view wise. And we're going to be shooting some more random clips, and then some photos, and then one more time lapse that I have to do today. And then just want to give you my overall impressions of what I think about it. But yeah, just wanted to do this little vlogging test. Alright guys, so just got done testing. I've been testing the lens out for about the last probably like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, just trying to get different clips as you've seen before this, just to give you guys an idea of kind of like different aspects that you could use the lens for. Originally, like I said, when I bought the lens, I did not get it for anything else besides just that front angle for the drum kit. So I'll show a little clip where I'm talking right here, but it's definitely wide enough for what I need for my kit because my kit's pretty big, so that worked out for me pretty well. So it looks pretty good. Obviously it's an f2 lens. When I'm shooting inside storage, I'm probably shooting at like f2.8, but I got a list here of things I noticed using the lens over the time that I've used it for. So I tried to choose some like filmmaking, style clips, like the one with the random rainy day clips, and then the one, the little clip of me playing pinball in the house. So I just kind of wanted to throw a little clips together of what it would look like if you were trying to use it for filmmaking. The only thing I didn't really do was do any kind of clips for the, like if I was to use a gimbal. I do have a gimbal, I got a crane too, but I just never set it up. But as far as this lens, I think it would be a good lens for, you know, establishing shots if you're using the gimbal, or, you know, maybe following somebody if you're like following a group of people maybe. I think it would be good for that. But we're just going to talk about the things that I wrote down over using it. I'm also going to throw some photos in of different things that I've taken pictures of as well. Obviously, this being a f2 lens, a lot of people are going to want to try to use that shallow depth of field, and you can get somewhat of a shallow depth of field like you saw in the rain video mostly, if you're at the closest focusing distance, which is pretty short. I think it's around 12 inches. It might be a little bit less, but that's the main thing. On a GH5 body, it's not super heavy. If you guys have the 12 to 35, it's around the same weight. It's a little bit heavier than that, but not too heavy on the weight. Obviously, if you have like the 25 1.7, that's obviously a super light lens. Same thing with the 1.4 and the 14 2.5 that I have as well. So it is kind of a heavier lens, but obviously being all metal build, of course it's gonna have that weight to it, but I think it's a little bit better than having a super light lens. But let's see, another thing I wrote down are the short focus throw. The focus throw is not long at all. It's only like maybe a half a turn from infinity to the closest distance. So it's really not that long of a throw. It is dampened pretty well. It's not super light. It definitely takes some effort to move it. But I like it being a little bit stiff. I don't want it to be, you know, super loose, so you know you accidentally bump it or whatever and then it comes unfocused. Even though being a wide angle lens, critical focus isn't really too big of a deal unless you're you know, close to the subject that you're shooting. One thing I didn't like about the lens is, you can't see because I'm back here, but the aperture ring is super stiff, a little bit more stiff than I'd like it personally. But the main bad thing about it is it's at the base of the lens, so it's so close to the body that when you're trying to change it, like if you're on a gimbal, if you're trying to change it, if you had to, I mean, most of the time you're just going to set it to, you know, f2.8 or f2 or whatever and just keep it there. But when it comes to the aperture ring, it's super stiff and it's directly close to the body. So if you have like, you know, bigger hands or whatever, it's kind of hard in there, or kind of hard to get in there and change your aperture. So that's kind of an annoying thing. As far as shooting wide open, I do think it has a nice look. Of course, there's a little bit of chromatic aberration, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm not going to get too specific into like super technical details. But for the price I'm paying for it, being closest distance, like I said, even in the last clip, in the rain clip where I'm directly like in close, or I'm directly in front of the puddle of water, I think it's a really nice look. And even between like, you know, the 6 to 12 inches, if you're like, you know, focusing something that, and you know, you're doing like a pan move or whatever, it actually looks pretty good. I do really like the colors that come out of it. Those clips that I showed, I put like all the stuff, and I just threw a orange and teal LUT onto it because I think it looked really nice. Now when it comes to wide angle lenses, of course a lot of wide angle lenses aren't really good with flares, especially cheaper lenses. And I did like an extreme example of shooting directly into the sunlight, which I show in this clip right here. But as far as like the flares, I'd want to stay away from those if you're filming. So, you know, try not to shoot directly into like direct sunlight, or maybe like a really bright light source. So that's obviously in photo and videos. I just did it in the videos, but we're just going to kind of talk about the photo examples that I got over the last couple weeks. Personally, like I said, I basically do car photography, and that's like my main thing. But I do try to branch out to do other things. That's why I started the channel, so I can kind of learn to do other things and kind of learn new things and you know, just do different stuff. But when it comes to car photography, for this personally, if you're using like a GH5 or GH6 or a G9 or whatever, if you wanted a cheap lens for doing like engine bay shots, I think it's really good for that because it's wide enough for that. Engine bay shots, trunk shots, like if you have cars that have like nice trunk setups, I had good experience doing that. Interior shots are another good thing this lens would be good for, so I took a couple of mine. So I think it's pretty decent when it comes to the width or the field of view to get those shots so you can actually get inside of a car and, you know, take pictures inside the car and be able to get the entire interior instead of having to you know, back way up or anything. So I do think it's good for that. Like I said, engine bay shots, trunk shots, interior shots, those are all good for car photography. When it comes to like, if you just want like, I don't know, like some different perspectives, I threw like some portrait shots that I threw in here. I kind of thought they were kind of cool. But if you just wanted a different perspective, you know, just to change it up, you know, you can do portrait shots, you can do big landscape shots of like an entire car, an entire background, or just kind of give you that different little perspective. I think it's kind of cool to change it up once in a while for wide angle photography, even though it kind of distorts the car. As far as portraits, I really wouldn't do portraits with this lens. That's not really what it's made for. I did take one video of the time lapse that you guys saw, so I used it for time lapses. I think it's pretty good for that, for kind of like showing off a location that you're at, if you're doing it for like filmmaking or whatever. Another thing is obviously landscape photography. You know, you stop this down to about f5 or f5.6 and take some photos. They're definitely sharp at about 5.6 right there. That's probably like the sharpest. I probably wouldn't go to f8. Just depends. But with the filter holder, you know, you can just dial that down if you have an ND filter if you have to. But yeah, 5.6 is what I shot the lake shot at when I was working. So it can be used for that, obviously. But that's pretty much all I got to say about that. I guess we'll cover the price. Like I said, the lens is only 159 bucks. When comparing it to other lenses that are about the same focal length, like the Lapse 7.5, if you're buying that one, that's 400 bucks brand new. Of course, it's you know, 2.5 millimeters wider, which is quite a bit wider when it comes to Micro Four Thirds. But you know, it's twice the price point, even at the used market. The used market, they're going for about 300 bucks at the time of filming this, and then of course, like new, they're like 400 bucks. Laowa does make a zero distortion 10mm f2, just like this lens as well, but it's 350 brand new and around like $300 used. So you're paying double the price again for. I don't think the picture quality would be that much better, if you know, if at all. Obviously, I haven't had the other one in hand, but for this lens being basically half the price, I think it'd be kind of pointless to go with the Laowa one unless you just, you know, wanted to or whatever. But I think when it comes to this lens being this this price, I think it's pretty good for the value. Like I said, if you guys like the clips, you guys can see the quality that you can get out of the lens. Like I said, it's definitely a smaller lens. I would like if it was a little bit bigger, because it'd be easier to focus, especially like on a bigger body like a GH5 or GH6 or GH5 Mark II, or even a G9. G9 is a bigger body. But as far as like balance wise, it's definitely balanced good on the other bodies like these. I guess if you're using it on like a G7 or you know, a G95, it's a little bit smaller body, or G85. I guess it kind of feels a little big, or maybe if you're like using like the little small cameras like the GX9 or whatever, it would definitely be more front heavy, but I think it's balanced pretty good on the GH5. But yeah, I just want to shoot this little video and kind of expand my horizons on trying to film new things. So I know this video is a little bit longer, but I wanted to cover all bases that I could. Overall, happy with the purchase. Like I said, I just basically bought it to do drum covers, but I will use it for other things, obviously. But that's like the main reason I bought it. So if you guys did like the video, give it a thumbs up. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some more videos here soon. I'm going to do like a lens collection of all my Micro Four Thirds lenses and all the lenses that I have to use for the system. Because right now we're shooting on the G95 on the Sigma 16mm, which I think is starting to mess up, but I'm not really sure. It's kind of like blurry on one side and not the other, but I don't know. But yeah, we're going to be doing videos like that. And like I said, when it comes to summertime, we'll be doing a lot more car photography videos. We're going to go out and do like POV shoots and you know, stuff like that. And when I start doing like more cinematics for my main channel where I do the car build at, I'm going to probably do some behind the scenes videos of just how I shoot like cinematics for cars, and how I do like you know, all the stuff, just so I want to kind of have like a behind the scenes and just, you know, experience and just like put myself out there on how I do photography and videos, and just trying to document my process of getting better. So I think I covered everything. Definitely like the lens, good price. It's small. I mean, you can just put it in your pocket if you want to. But yeah, it's definitely got some weight to it, but I think it's pretty good overall. And like I said, if you guys were going to use this for filmmaking, you can definitely use it for filmmaking. I think it has a nice look wide open, especially when you're at the closest focus distance. So if you guys did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. Anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.